All right, so it looks like there's a bit of a problem with the Dragon Ball Super Broly home release for Blu-ray, at least. I don't know about the DVDs. I don't buy DVDs. It did come with a DVD. I didn't check it. I was more interested in the Blu-ray. Particularly if you bought it from Amazon, it's kind of confirmed now that you might have an issue with yours and you might want to consider returning it. And by the way, there was a Steelbook version at Best Buy. I'm really sad that I did not get that version. So anyway, I want to come down here and I want to talk about a couple of things. We're going to talk about the video format for it, but we're also going to talk about something that happened with Vic Mignogna. So if you're new to my channel, I talk about a lot of the Vic Mignogna stuff that's been going on, a lot of the drama and stuff going on around there, and this is a concern as well. So one thing, if you're not sure what's going on, there's been some weird kind of tomfoolery stuff going on with Vic's name as credited for a lot of the animes he's been on. They've done it with Full Metal Alchemist now. They've been doing it with Broly nonstop, and they'll put it back up if people make enough noise. Well, I wanted to point out that once again, his name was up here. Sean Shamil, Chris Sabat, Chris Ayres, and it used to be, instead of Chris Ayres, it was Vic Mignogna. He's been taken off again. But this is the really interesting thing, though, that I want to point out and bring attention to. Look under special features. Interview with the cast of Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball Super The Legacy, Are You Smarter Than a Voice Actor? And then answers your questions. Now look at this name. Christopher Sabat, Ian Sinclair, Jason Douglas, Monica Rial, Sean Shamil, and Vic Mignogna, and then some trailers. Now it's interesting that that is listed there because here's a screenshot that I took with my phone when I had the movie up on my TV. Extras. Now I want you to notice something. Who's here? Christopher Sabat, Ian Sinclair, Jason Douglas, Monica Rial, and Sean Schemmel. Answers your questions. Who's missing? That's right. They took Vic Mignogna off. I can tell just from this here that he did record it, and it's unfortunate we can't confirm with him, but I would guarantee you he did do a little featurette answering questions, and they took it off for no reason, which is really absurd considering that the average fan, and let's be honest, like most Joe Schmoes have no idea what's going on with Vic Mignogna unless they're on YouTube and following all of this. Most of them have no idea what's going on. And the fact that they did this is really petty. It was on there. It's confirmed. They wouldn't have put it on there. And it's not just on Amazon. It's on a few other sites as well. And I thought that they were going to leave this on there. Sure enough, as you can see, it doesn't exist. They stripped his voice feature from the movie. Now, he is credited in the credits, but they took away the extra, which is just absurd. Like I said, most people don't even watch this stuff. I could care less about Chris Sabat's answers. I'd love to see some features with the Japanese cast. We never get those, but that's a side rant, right? The point is they stripped him from here, and that was recorded. They're just like, nah, we're just going to take it off. And I think it's really disrespectful to the fans that would have wanted to seen that. I mean, it's about Broly. This is a Broly movie. Don't you think that, people want to hear Broly answer questions? This is ridiculous. But sure enough, the pettiness that is Funimation continues. But I got to be honest, I kind of suspected that they would do this. I mean, let's be clear. They've been screwing him over since the beginning when they had their whole, we did an internal investigation and we didn't find anything. Oh, wait, now we've done one 6 months later. We found something this time. It's a big joke, but what a really petty move to remove him off of the credits here for his little voice vignette. You think no one would notice? It's the first thing I had like 30 people DM me about it, and I'm like, don't worry, just let me confirm it. I had to go to 2 stores to find it. Finally found one, got home, checked, and there it is. That's straight from my rip. So it's very sad and unfortunate that they keep screwing him over like this. The man does not deserve this at all. It's such a shame that, he was pushed off of his own movie. This literally is, he's the star of this movie. This is Broly, the movie, not Goku and Vegeta. It's primarily about Broly. So it's sad that, we get Jason Douglas answers your questions, but not Vic Mignogna. So anyway, let's look at the disaster of the colors now. All right, so the bigger disaster, yes, there's a bigger one, is it appears that there's a green tint on the actual disc, except if you live in the UK, it looks like you got a good version. So this is the manga UK version right here. You can see that it's nice and clear. And then right here is apparently the North American version. Now, I got to be honest, I didn't notice this green tint, but I only watched a little bit of it. I'm going to go back and sit down and watch the whole thing tomorrow because it looked pretty good, but I don't think mine had it. Now, I would need to see from multiple people that they didn't have it, but according to this anime AJ guy, who I guess is a big, I've watched a couple of his videos. He seems to really know audio and video pretty good. I'm sure he doesn't like me because of the Vic stuff, but he doesn't seem to demonize people for having a opinion on anything, so I don't have a problem with him. To be clear, like if you know, there's plenty of people out there that aren't pro Vic, but the people that don't blast people for having an opinion, I don't have a problem with them. It's the same reason I really don't have a problem with Geekdom. Like, he doesn't demonize anybody for having an opinion on it. He just minds his own business. There's a voice actor, I forget her name. She went to Kamehacon, and she, was like, I'm against this, but, I'm still going to go for the fans, and I'm just going to donate all of my proceeds to this charity. Like, I don't really have a problem with that. They're not demonizing anybody. So that's just my kind of 2 cents on this. I don't follow the community too much, but I know a lot of people tussle about it. I think people are allowed to have whatever opinion they want. It's when they attack other people's opinions that I don't care for. So anyway, as you can see here, you can see this green tint, and then you can see a clear tint right here. This is the manga UK version. And then we have our version, which has this tint. So this is a disaster. This is not good. Like, look at this. This looks terrible. The manga UK version looks to be the one. So you can import it. It'll cost you a couple extra dollars. But if you just go and change your local settings, you can get to like the British version of Amazon. And they'll ship to your house. You just have to finagle it with the currency. You can usually go and get a special card that gives you, pounds or whatever, and you can get the UK version, and it's not region locked. You should be able to play it on your American player. I think I'm going to do that because, look how much better that looks. It's like, this is like blurry. This is beautiful. And going off of what this guy says, he seems to know what he's talking about, so I'm going to read his statement here. Because he makes a point to say that he's not trashing funny, because he did 2 really good videos just dunking on that garbage $350 Blu-ray set. Swayed me to stay the hell away from it. And then I cut and covered it and talked about it myself on my channel if you missed that video. So his thread, just to reiterate, because I appreciate this looks like a weird, funny vendetta after I tore them a new one for their DBZ 30th Blu-ray. I assure you it's not. Their materials are supplied by Toei. Toei has supplemented countries with mistakenly green materials in the past. So it sounds like this is a Toei issue and not a Funimation issue. So he goes on to say it's Toei's responsibility to ensure the masters they hand out are correct with contemporary productions. Funimation aren't touching anything to do with the image beyond the encoding disc authoring. I don't blame them one bit for this. As for why theirs is green while Manga UK's isn't, Funny's release is 24 frames per second, which would imply that they're using the theoretical master as projection in theaters as 24 frames per second. Manga UK's is 23.9 frames per second, which is a standard for home video. I suspect whatever pipeline Toei pushed the theatrical master through is the same one that damaged many of their other unintentional green-tinted releases. I guess this one was intended for home release, luckily escaped the fate. That's my best guess. And I kind of tend to believe him. He seems to know what he's talking about when it comes to footage. He did a really good job breaking down the footage for the Blu-rays and the old kind of, if you remember those really nasty 3 or 4 episode Funimation Blu-rays, or not Blu-rays, but DVDs and VHSs from back in the day, comparing them to the really just shystery garbage remastered for $350 that they're releasing. It was a really good video. You should check it out. If you find my old video, it's got a picture of the collection and a picture of Troll Goku. I have a link to his video in the description of mine. I think it's worth looking at. because I really don't want that thing to sell, but I think they already hit their target. So, yeah, this is a disaster. So I already bought it, but I think I'm going to go ahead and import it from Manga UK. Like I said, it's easy to do. They don't have region lock anymore, so you can easily just get the Manga UK version. That would be my suggestion for a lot of you. So, yeah, this is a mess. So the picture's a mess. They've taken Vic Mignogna off of the featurettes. What are you doing, Funimation? What are you doing, Toei? Easily, like, in a very important release for you guys, and you botched it. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all of this. I'm curious to hear your comments. What do you think about Vic being taken off here? Are you going to import the UK version? It'd be interesting to see if the UK version has that Vic Mignogna special on it too. If anybody has the Manga UK version and can confirm that, please let me know in the comments or DM me on Twitter. I would love to find out if that happened. Anyway, like, subscribe, leave a comment, check out the links in the description, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.